Welcome back to the Bubba YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a long-form documentary on Big Boy, aka Fat Boy, and why the Street Cartel sucks. Now, I can't keep up the whole fake narration voice, it's just not who I am, so let's call this a docu-commentary, if you will. Now, get your popcorn ready, because this video is going to be a long one, and you're going to really understand why Big Boy, aka Fat Boy, is one of the worst people online. And this guy, the things he's done, it'll blow you away, honestly. So let's get into it right now. Now, to understand the story of Street Cartel, we first have to go back to Rich Piana. Now, before I jump into that, I just wanted to say one thing, and that's rest in peace, brother. We all miss you. The type of energy you used to bring to this space was awesome, and you'll never be forgotten. So I just wanted to say that. Now, Rich Piana was a very interesting man. He was his true, authentic self. It's something that the internet is always missing nowadays. People are always so fake, and they're always just trying to get money and clout. But Rich Piana was different. He was very open. He was transparent about his lifestyle. He told everybody that he was on steroids. He didn't lie about it. And he just lived a really cool life, and people respected him for it. He had a really interesting type of perspective on life. And pretty much everything about Rich Piana was just so awesome, so entertaining, was so great. Now, Rich Piana, he was a pretty nice guy. He was pretty gracious, and he would help out others. And that individual that he would help out was Big Boy.
Worked out for sports and things like that. So I did this for the love of it, for the love of working out, before I even got into the whole fitness industry thing. I got into the industry thing because of Rich Piana. He actually reached out to me when I just started my Instagram, maybe within a few weeks of having it. He reached out to me and told him to hit me up, or told me to hit him up. And that's what I did. And from there on, he kind of like put me on. And I watched how he built his brand. And then when I branched off, you could say, I took the game, the business side of it, and utilized it in my business,
See, that was the type of guy Rich Piana was. Even though he may have appeared intimidating, somebody that would just mess up your whole day if you looked at him funny, deep down inside, Rich was a good guy. He was a genuine person who I believe wanted to see others succeed. I think seeing other people succeeding made him happy. And he took in Big Boy into his 5% group, which was his fitness group. It was perhaps probably the most popular fitness group back in the day during the early era of social media fitness, before it became really, really, really big as it is now. Now, Big Boy, he would not return that good favor. No, Big Boy behind the scenes was planning something. He didn't want to be in Rich's shadow. He wanted to be better. He wanted to be bigger, and he wanted to be richer. So let's see what happened.
It was a rumor that's going on that you and him had a fallout or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that truth to that or no?
Yeah, definitely true. Yeah. I've actually spoke about it on my YouTube channel. It was actually my first official video when we had that falling out. I had put a video out there. And to make the long story short, I was with his brand, his clothing supplement brand.
5%, right?
Yeah, 5%. And he always told me like, hey, whenever you want to do clothing, just let me know. I'll be okay with it. So that's what I did. I came to him out of respect as a man, you know what I mean? I don't have to come to him, but out of respect for someone that helped me out, I came, hey, Rich, is it okay if I start doing my own clothing? And he gave me his blessings. Like, yeah, go ahead, Big Boy. I got no problem with that. Like I said, when you want to do your own clothing, all good. So I went about and started doing that, and I guess it bothered him. You know what I mean? Even though he gave me the permission, not that I need permission, but out of respect, I got his permission. Yeah, out of loyalty and respect. If you would have said no, maybe my answer or what I would have done would have been different. You know what I mean? But he gave me the blessings. Go ahead, Big Boy, do that. So that's what I did. And in return, he didn't show me the same respect. He texted me at 3 a.m., like in the middle of the night. And to me, I took that like as disrespect. Like, you can't either call me or sit me down man to man to kind of let me know, hey, you know what, it's not going to work out. I don't.
Now, Big Boy, he sits there and he tries to lie through his big fat teeth that Rich Piana did him dirty. That one moment he approves what he's doing, and the next moment he's not. So you're probably scratching your head and you're wondering, so what's going on? What was really happening behind the scenes is that Rich and his ex-wife, Sarah, there was some conniving going on, and Big Boy stabbed Rich in the back, betrayed his trust with the ex-wife, Sarah, and was actually taking money from Rich. You don't believe me? Just listen to the phone call.
Gives you everything, takes care of you, is helping you do whatever it is in life you want, doing everything they can and giving up their life for you, and you turn around and steal from them?
I know.
There's nothing worse. Nothing. And you connive behind my back with a friend of mine and get him in on it to help you connive and rip me off? And now you're living in my house and everything's just fine? Like, what's going on in your head? Like, what kind of person are you? Hi, sweetie, oh, honey, oh, I love you. And it's just like, you stealing from me, conniving, me. No one's ever like that in my life. Yeah, Big Boy stole from me, but he's not, we're not married. We don't live together. We're not having sex every night. We didn't agree to be partners. We didn't agree to love each other forever. We didn't, like, are you kidding me? You're a million times worse than Big Boy. And you have the audacity to sit there and go, oh, I can't, he pisses me off, and he's, oh, I can't believe it. It's like, you're 100 times worse. We're married, living together. We said our vows. And you're doing the same thing, stealing from me behind my back.
Big Boy wants to make it seem like this was just a business disagreement. No, you heard the call. Big Boy himself got involved in the middle of Rich's marriage. That's one of the most dishonorable things you could ever do. So when Big Boy sits there and he's talking to that interviewer and he's saying, oh, you know, Rich, he just disagreed with what I was doing. Mind you the fact that Big Boy founded Strength Cartel, which then was a rival against 5%er. It's not like it was a complementary group where there was little competition, right? No. Big Boy took everything that Rich taught him and made it into Strength Cartel. Strength Cartel is a knockoff 5%er group. That's it. With just like this whole felon like type of identity associated with it, you could say. So yeah, that's the truth. You know, there's a whole lot more to it than the fact of, oh, Rich just disagreed with what I was doing. He didn't like my clothing line. That doesn't even sound like Rich, honestly. And when you see the truth, when you see how vile of an act Big Boy did, now you can understand. Now you can understand how Big Boy works in his mind, how he's conniving, how he's always doing things in favor of himself. Because Big Boy is a selfish, greedy person. He doesn't care. Whatever means to accomplish his goal, he will do it. And it didn't just end with this.
Him and Rich got into a beef with each other. And for whatever reason, I don't know the reason as to why they had a falling out. But they had a falling out, and it was a bad one. And Big Boy sent his fucking goons to Rich Piana's house when he wasn't home, him and Sarah. I think they were married at the time. He sent his fucking goons to the house. And in the house, his dogs were there, Sarah's dogs were there, and there was a kid watching the dogs. They tied up the fucking kid, all right, in the chair for hours, while they robbed everything in Rich's house. They took his steroids, his drugs, his cash. They even tried to take the fucking safe he had in there. And then they tried to fucking blame Sarah, saying she's a fucking thief. Now, people on the inside know about this story, but it's never been told online.
Absolutely insane. It's actually crazy that Big Boy got his goons from the Strength Cartel to go do that to Rich's house. Take all that stuff, tie up a kid? Are you kidding me? And you wonder why Big Boy has one of the worst reputations in the fitness community. It may be true that Big Boy is one of the most hated, if not the most hated man in the fitness community. But Big Boy just didn't stop there. No, Rich wasn't the only person that would be in his way of destruction, of all the friendships ruined, of all the bad deeds done. Nope, Big Boy would continue to do so way after Rich's passing. And I just want to end it with this. Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace, Rich. Pitbull Torres, or otherwise known as Pit on the Strength Cartel channel, was a very well-beloved individual among the Strength Cartel fans. Many people really liked him, they related to him, and the dude was an absolute unit. This dude was a powerhouse. Guy is really not that big, like stature-wise, but this guy could bench press a ton, he could deadlift like a machine, he could squat like he was just an absolute warrior. This guy was awesome. He was also really friendly. He was a person that the audience just connected with, and they really liked him. Big Boy has even been on record saying that Pit was like a brother to him, like he was family. But why did he disappear? Why was he kicked out of Strength Cartel? Well, from Big Boy's perspective, this is what he had to say.
Pit was my boy, and I got a lot of love for him, but the way the situation went down was completely wrong. Pit decided to start his own brand, which I have no problem with that. As a man, if he feels that that's his next step in life, then I have no problem with that. But he went behind my back, the team's back, and did it in a very scandalous way. He went out on social media, YouTube, and basically broadcasted that he was gonna start his own brand, his own merchandise, without letting any of us know. I personally was not on YouTube to see that. I didn't look at his page until my brother, Big Ed, and Topo had brought it to my attention and told me if I had seen this. And I said no. So, man, I was very, very hurt because Pitbull was not only like a friend, he was a brother to me, and also one of our best teammates that we had. And I thought his loyalty was 100% to me and Strength Cartel.
Kind of ironic that Big Boy would kick out Pitbull Torres out of the Strength Cartel because of the very same things that he did to Rich Piana. I find that extremely hypocritical that Big Boy did that. Now, later in the video, he actually talked about how it was Pit that left on his own accord. But we all know that Pit was not going to be allowed. He was not going to be allowed back with open arms in the Strength Cartel. So the guy pretty much had no choice to leave because Big Boy, the leader of Strength Cartel, was completely soured on his relationship with Pit. Now, let's just talk about it, right? Pit had been with Big Boy since like pre-Rich Piana days. These guys go way back. Can you imagine your closest friend? Think of your closest friend right now. Would you destroy your friendship with that person for money? No. If I called a friend a brother, I would look out for him. I would try to help him out. I would do whatever I can to save him. But no, Big Boy, because it was all about money, because this guy is materialistic, he just cares about money, he decided that friendship wasn't worth it, that brotherhood that the Strength Cartel is allegedly known for, nah, that's not what's valued. All that is valued is that cold, hard cash. And so a fan favorite of the Strength Cartel was thrown to the streets. And the people weren't happy about it. As you can see on the screen right now, the comment section was really, really mad. And that was years ago when the Strength Cartel was pulling in millions of views per video. They were upset because Pitbull Torres meant a lot to people. And for Big Boy to throw him away like he's trash, how disgraceful. Joey Stacks, another former member of the infamous Strength Cartel. Now, you may have actually heard of Joey Stacks before. There have been some YouTube commenters that have, they've trashed him, they've made fun of him, they've given their opinion about him. And in all due respect, and I'm never going to lie, I will never put my character aside, I've also in the past have talked bad about Joey Stacks. But after doing the research for this docu-commentary, right, I have now come to the conclusion that I have ambivalence towards Joey Stacks. I have mixed feelings. I don't think he's done himself any good by crashing out on random people in public. But I do think that there is a whole lot more to the story of Joey Stacks. And I actually think that it's Big Boy who has used his clout in the past to make Joey Stacks look much worse than he probably is.
Right after I told him I did 6 years, y'all know Big Girl. He's gotta one-up you, even if he's gotta lie about it. This clown tells me, oh, I did 8 years. What a joke. I come to find out from his own homies. This clown didn't do no 8 years, he barely even did 3 years. So what kind of grown-ass dipshit lies about going to prison for longer? What is wrong with you?
Around 2 years ago, Joey Stacks would release a bombshell video exposing almost every aspect of Big Boy. And it really sent shockwaves throughout the YouTube fitness community because a lot of suspicions that many people had were confirmed by Joey Stacks. Now, let's talk about what he just said. He just mentioned that the whole shtick of being a tough, strong, violent felon is just all a marketing scheme. The fact that Big Boy is from San Clemente is damning in itself. If anybody knows anything about San Clemente, it's a really, really rich place in Southern California. It's very nice. There's no crime that goes along there. And that is where Big Boy is from. He's from wealth. He's from a good household, it sounds like. He's in a really educated, developed, wealthy area. But Big Boy, he has to sell this whole image that he's a tough felon gangster. And it's just all for money. It's all for money for Big Boy.
To be hard. He wants to be gangster. Let me tell you a little bit more about this gangster. This gangster grew up in San Clemente, right next to the beach. This wasn't no rough ass city, Ricky.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It was beautiful. I didn't see one rough part of San Clemente. Then I come to find out, this guy didn't grow up rough. He ain't from no barrio. He ain't from no hood. This fool grew up in a mansion, a 4,000 square foot house with his mama and stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying?
Not only is Big Boy from San Clemente, but Joey Stacks points out that he's from a really rich family in that area. And if anybody knows anything about real estate in California, it's really expensive to get a mansion there in that state. Millions and millions and millions of dollars. But Big Boy wants you to think that he's from a super hard neighborhood, that he grew up on the streets. But it's all a joke. It's all a marketing scheme. Big Boy is nothing but a phony. Joey Stacks wouldn't just only talk about the fact that Big Boy is not from a rough background. No, he would actually explore the dynamics of Street Cartel and even add a little bit more details as to that fallout between Big Boy and Pitbull Torres.
So Pitbull said, hey man, I'm gonna start my own stuff, you know, letting Big Boy know, letting Big Girl know that he was starting his own stuff, right? And he didn't like that, man. And next thing you know, he had to make up lies to everybody about why Pitt left and all this. And I, honestly, still at this point, I didn't think a grown man would lie about another grown man.
When you psychoanalyze how Big Boy operates, whenever somebody else starts getting more popular or the audience gravitates towards another individual that is not himself, he begins to become extremely jealous, becomes territorial. And in this instance, Pitbull Torres posed as a threat towards Big Boy. Now just have that in the back of your mind because something similar would happen to Joey Stacks.
Love, Street Cartel, there's so much love, we'll never die. Idiot! Yeah, homie, you ain't showing no love. You're actually managing all your real homies out because you're insecure and jealous.
Don't be jealous.
That these guys are doing good for themselves. So now, what do you want to do? You want to be the guy at the top all the time. You want to be the guy that's bigger and better and bullying everybody. So you manage people out. You're just a disrespectful clown in my eyes, but you manage people out. You couldn't be a man and tell a person a real reason, so you manage them out, right? So nevertheless,
if anybody was part of Street Cartel, Big Boy expected absolute allegiance, absolute loyalty to him. And that was something, though, that was not a two-way street. It was only one way, and Big Boy demanded everything, and he wasn't willing to give anything. This is how Big Boy operates. Like I said before, he's a very selfish person. He's motivated by only one thing, and that's money. So if you were a threat to him, you were pushed out, you were put behind the scenes, nowhere to be found.
He cuts out so much that you don't see. He cuts out talking crap about his own fans. Fans would come up, man, I love you guys, man. You guys changed my life. All happy, all this. We take a picture with him. He'd be like, yeah, oh yeah, homie. Yeah, what's up, homie? Yeah. Hey, homie, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
Dude, damn, he's all Navy down.
What's up, big dog?
That's a bad dude. Let's crack it. Crack it. Let's crack it.
Yeah, appreciate the love. Yeah. That's Big Boy, right? What's up, homie? Hey, homie. Yeah, homie. Yeah, he gets like a little soft voice. When Big Boy does the soft voice, he's fake as f. That's 100, you know what I'm saying? And bro, that poor fan would come up showing so much love, covered in SC merch, get a picture, get an autograph, take off. And even my boy Inkman Mondo can vouch for this. Even everyone can vouch for this. The dude would just talk about people. Just talk about his own fans. Disrespectful clown fool, dog.
When you don't have a relationship with the community you have fostered, in my opinion, you cease to be a content creator. You're only in this space for money, for clicks, for clout. That's all you care about. You then become a con man, in my opinion. You don't care about the community. You don't care about the relationship with your audience, your fans. And to speak bad about them is a very deplorable thing from a content creation perspective. Those are people that look up to you, that are motivated by the things that you've said, by the things that you've done. And to talk bad about them, to treat them like trash, to just see them as another piggy bank is horrible. It's another big part of the reason why the Strength Cartel has fallen. You have to understand one thing, that the fall of Big Boy and Strength Cartel cannot be summarized in one event, in one word, and by one person. No, it's a culmination of many things, ultimately resulting in a massive avalanche disaster.
Man, again, I'm starting to see more of this guy's character. You know, he would throw little sly jokes at me, but the fact with Stacks is, you want to throw sly jokes at Stacks, I'm going to throw even slyer at you, especially when you're as smart as a rock. You know what I'm saying? Big Girl ain't that smart. I thought we were freaking homies, and I thought we were just shooting content together trying to grow. But little did I know, this whole time, you've been talking shit about me behind my back, just using me for my following, for the clout, trying to build your people off of my people, like trash, homie, trash. Just like you do with Cali Muscle, just like you do with all the other influencers, bro. You ain't genuine, not even a little bit, homie.
Ultimately, Big Boy and Joey Stacks, their friendship fell apart because Big Boy could not be a genuine person. He was jealous of Joey Stacks. He was jealous that his following was growing and that the spotlight was going away from him. He couldn't handle it. So once again, another friendship, another major key person in the Strength Cartel was gone, tossed to the wind. But their fallout, it didn't really end with just the two parties going their own respectful way. No, it culminated in this event.
Nah, there's no 270 pounds, homie. You spoke up on me now, so one-on-one, dog.
One-on-one in the
No one's jumping in. One-on-one, me and you right now. One-on-one, dog. One-on-one, dog.
You're 270. What you
Oh,
wanna
so
do?
you got a little thing in your hand?
Yeah, what you want to do? You're 270.
Oh,
What you
okay,
want to do,
okay. So
bully?
you got a weapon now?
What you want to do, bully?
Bully, okay, dog.
270?
One-on-one, man-to-man, dog.
270?
Look it, man-to-man. Spoke up on
Look
me.
at him. Look at him. I spoke the truth.
Yeah, so get
Yeah,
down
so
me,
you
man-to-man,
spoke the
dog.
truth.
Hey,
Man
dog,
to man.
no one
You're
needs to jump in,
270.
dog. Own
You're
up to what you
270.
said, dog.
This is your
Own
man.
up to what you said, dog.
I did.
And throw hands,
I put it
homie.
right there, homie. I
Own
put
up
it
to
out
what
loud
you
for
said and throw
everyone to see,
hands, dog.
Homie.
Own
you're
up to what you
270.
said and throw hands,
This is what
homie.
you gonna get right here.
Yeah, see,
You're
dog, coward,
270.
homie. It don't matter, dog. This is the streets, homie. Yeah, own up.
Now, initially, people are probably going to say that Joey Stacks shouldn't have pulled a knife when Big Boy pressed him. I'm going to have to disagree. if you're in a street fight, right, you're not fighting, this is not like a spar. This is not an exhibition match where a referee steps in. You're going to be fighting for your life. And Joey Stacks, well, yeah, pretty buff. There's a massive weight difference. If you get picked up by a guy that big and you get slammed on the concrete, your brain's ejecting out of your head. It's lights out. You're not responding. It's the same reason why people arm themselves, because in real life, it's not going to be like this kung fu fight. Weight makes a huge difference. And if you're not a trained fighter, you're not able to close that gap as to the weight difference. Now, if Joey Stacks was maybe a trained MMA fighter or something like that, then all right, maybe he's got a chance, right? But I don't really blame Joey Stacks for doing that. He's doing it in his defense. You know, Big Boy just rolls up on him, pulls up on him, super mad that he put all that on the internet, exposing him. And that's just how Big Boy rolls. I mean, if he really was down for it, he could have charged him. I mean, it would have been really dangerous, but he could have charged him. For me, it just really seemed like it was all for the camera, just so that like his brain dead fans could just eat it up and be like, oh yeah, Big Boy, he really pressed him. Look, that guy's such a beta male. But in my opinion, it was all for the theatrics. It was all for the theatrics, just to make Joey Stacks look bad. And like I said, I have mixed feelings towards Joey Stacks. There's a lot of videos out there of him just crashing out on random people. Totally unacceptable. But is he as bad as Big Boy has tried to make him be? I don't really think so. I think it's a big part of this whole social media game to see who has more influence. And Big Boy, he has way more influence than Joey Stacks. The debacle of Big Wicked's death is perhaps the final nail in the coffin for the Strength Cartel. Now, Big Wicked, or Big Wick, as Big Boy liked to call him on the Strength Cartel channel, was a fan favorite. He wasn't really a staple of the Strength Cartel. He would come in and out, but every time that he was on the screen, the fans of the Strength Cartel, they really got a kick out of it. They really liked him, and people just really enjoyed his presence in the videos. Now, when he tragically died, what happened was deplorable.
And they put up a GoFundMe, and Big Boy donated $500. And ever since then, people are pissed. I'm talking on my videos that I put up, thousands of comments saying, what kind of piece of donates $500 to the charity of his brother? He was a brother to Big Boy. They see him driving around in Lamborghinis, flashy cars, and they're like, this guy's driving a fucking Lamborghini, and he's only donating $500? Meantime, the family needs the money. They want to bury somebody they loved.
If I were to look back at every single event that has happened over the course of the Strength Cartel and Big Boy's career, I would have to say that Big Wicked's death and the aftermath was the most destructive for the reputation of both. Now, when Big Boy decided that he would only be donating $500 to Big Wicked's family, who were struggling, mind you, and he has millions and millions and millions of dollars driving around in a Lamborghini, that absolutely destroyed his credibility and his reputation with his audience. You cannot go to any video and there's no mention of this $500. People will always mention $500, $500, $500, because that's all that Big Boy could commit. Because at the end of the day, Big Boy only cares about himself. He is selfish. He will only virtue signal in videos saying he cares about his friends, that he has brotherhood. You guys have seen that's just not true. What happened with Rich Piana? He was backstabbed. What happened with Pitbull Torres? He was thrown out to the streets even though he was a brother. What happened to Joey Stacks? He got exposed by him and they had a huge falling out. And then you saw what happened with Big Wicked. This man really couldn't even give more money. And I know I've said it before, but it's just absolutely outrageous. The greed of this man is unlike any other on this platform. So if there's anything that you can take away from Big Boy and how he behaves, is never be a man like this. Always be a person of high principle. Because at the end of the day, your actions will always come back to bite you. You can't ever run away from being a bad person. Eventually, all of the bad things that you do, they catch up to you. And others will see it. Others will talk about it. And the world will know. Before you click off this video, please be sure to hit that like button so others may see it. I think that this documentary about Big Boy and the Strength Cartel carries an important lesson for everybody who may watch this. It's always better to be an honorable and good person, and that's a lesson that you can learn from this, what not to be. Now, if you enjoyed the content, then please be sure to subscribe to the Bubba YouTube channel. The community here is awesome, and it's unlike any that you may find on this platform. And finally, I activated a membership program, the cheapest option. I'm a man of my word, and you'll have a little cool like community icon next to your name when you comment and some funny emojis. So figured I would let you guys know. You guys have a blessed day. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Catch you later. Peace out.